Start singing your Civil War hymnals again. Obviously for the Union.
Yeah, I'm pro-union.
Start singing. Oh no, I hate it. It does this every time. Let me get out of here.
Wow.
Over again in like a hyperloop. Okay, can we please?
Yeah, I'm pro.
Yes, I love hyperloops.
It's like Mark Rebillet of podcasting.
Well, he's good though.
Love Mark Rebillet.
I want to hate. It's one of those things where I want to hate. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hate everything about this. His mustache. He's French. I'm like, I mean, he's not from France, but he's French. I'm just like,
he's from Dallas.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but he's like his dad's like he's French. If you just
look at his name.
Yeah, his dad's like actually from France, and then but he's from Dallas.
Yeah, definitely from Dallas. It's the
I just want to hate him, and then he's a literal genius. Everything he does is incredible.
Yep.
Come hang. With the whole squad. It's gonna be just us. So stupid. All right. Whole squad. We are live from New York. All right, cool. That's done. And then I need to retweet it from my account. I love that anybody who watches this on YouTube is going to have to deal with this nonsense, which makes me very happy. Now I see why people have those like, be patient. Show is starting in 5 minutes, and they're doing it secretly behind the scenes, scrambling.
Yes.
Or they've already done it because they're actually prepared and professionals. All right. I'm coming home. I'm almost back. Oh, that's the stream. We don't need that. All right, I'm back. I'm coming home. All right, I'm back. Ooh, William Zane, nice choice. My favorite character in Titanic by far.
He only, like, no movie has ever suffered because Billy Zane was in it.
Yeah, I mean, his Zoolander cameo is incredible.
Yeah. It's sort of, I firmly believe that if we know Tom Sizemore is a terrible human being, but if Tom Sizemore is in your movie, it adds a half a star to the overall rating.
Yeah, that's like him. Like he's like in the all scumbag actor squad is him, Chevy Chase.
Yes,
Chevy Chase is apparently the biggest asshole that's ever lived. Like the worst guy. Like
I don't think he was like. There's that whole like, was he actually acting? Like, I don't think Will Ferrell was acting in Wedding Crashers. Like, I think that's really how he is. Like, I think that Chevy Chase really is Clark Griswold. Like, that's just sort of how he is. But like, he's
like, apparently worse than that though. Like, he's like, like everybody he comes in contact with is like ends up being a fight. Like, people loathe him. Like, oh man, he was like the big fight on Community. With like, he's just like apparently just the stories are astounding that how terrible he is, and so that's hilarious.
Yeah,
so weird. It's just weird to be a comedy guy, like, and then just be like the biggest asshole on earth.
So great. I mean, honestly, like at some point you just kind of have to respect it.
I guess so. I guess that's true.
All right, are we talking about the home run derby? Or are we finishing?
No, we have a very important stuff here. Let's do the I'm gonna start the recording. So let's start the actual pod. So if you were listening before this, you got to see behind the scenes when we're talking about Chevy Chase. Like we do it before every show, we talk about Chevy Chase.
Yep, he's our patron saint, spirit animal.
I hope not. All right. So I guess we'll start our dumb show that we do. Here we go. The robot will probably tell you.
Thank you, Mrs.
Oh, sounds like a crime.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, intro the show, sir.
Oh yeah, no, it's Episode 155. It's Lima time. It's the sex number. It's the drug number.
It is the sex number, the drug number, the weed number. It's 9/11 somewhere.
He
What I've been saying, people don't like it. I'm just like, it's 9/11 somewhere. People hate it. They do not like it. Apparently, the people aren't ready to joke about it yet. So I'm waiting for the opportunity when people are. Just like, it's 9/11 somewhere, and they're like, oh. So yeah. So I'm just waiting until we can all start joking about it, and then they'll find it more zany then.
Oh, that's funny.
I love when I get the Big James laugh. It's my favorite. I've only got a few of them. I'm very proud of myself right now. Oh. And of course, Muhammad Asa and his bandit that got the laugh.
Wow. Okay. He is Griff Pomegranate. I'm William Zane. Welcome to Lima Time. That started off with a bang. One of my favorite things is that we were going to finish recording the previous episode after I got back. Yeah. And then I just couldn't do it. Like I had to talk to I had a phone call I had to do, and it took a while, and so we just didn't do it. So I think the last thing of the last episode was like, y'all just hang on for 1 second, we'll be right back. And then like it's 4 days.
We should still use it. That was a pretty good show.
No, we need to post that.
We're streaming this as a reward. I still have it, so
yeah. That needs to go up. That was good.
So Sunday is all Sunday is really all we need to. Well, a half an inning Sunday we can talk about. The rest is as bad of a baseball game as you can manage.
It's so weird how this team will go off and score 30 runs in a series, and then spend 3 days and get 7 hits, and like one of them is a fluke double, and
always the New York Yankees too. All their games are 2-1 and close. They're always close. All of them. Very stressful. It's fun. I guess it's riveting if you're into that kind of thing, but it's a little too stressful for me.
Well, I mean, the good news is that the Yankees are not going to make the playoffs, so don't have to worry about that. You know, it's just sort of.
They might make. I think they're going to make a run though. If we're being completely honest, it's going to be tough with Chris Sale coming back from Boston and them playing so well. But I do think the Yankees are good enough. And Garrett Cole's back on track. Like they can make a run. They're only at 4.5 games back.
That Garrett Cole start, that was a middle finger start. I mean, that's exactly what Garrett Cole needed, was to pitch in Houston, and he just
he looked good. Like the way he was painting just that fastball. I mean, he had Jordan looking silly. I mean, of course, it's a 9,900 mile fastball on the fucking painting the sides. Like, oh man, he was incredible. That's good to see. You hate Garrett Cole for being a Yankee, but it wasn't if people really thought that he wasn't going to be good because of the substances, you just need an adjustment period to get used to throwing the ball. He's got plus stuff. Like it's
he deserved. I mean, I don't know anyone deserves $340 million, but he deserves to get paid, and he's a great pitcher. It's just that if I understand why he was pissed off after Game 7 of 2019, but that left a really bad taste in my mouth. That, as a representative of myself, the whole like, well, I'm unemployed right now, right? I mean, I don't have to go out and talk. Like, I totally understand.
No, that was a little cry. He is a whiny baby. He is a whiny baby. He's funny, but he's a whiny little baby.
He has a very funny vocal register. It's very high. Yes. And we have to point that out and make fun of that every single chance we get.
He's like 6'5", right? I mean, he's like 6. I mean, he's a big, or 6. I don't know. He's pretty big.
He's Southern California big.
Stature. He's like a big dude, and he's just sitting there, and he's like, his voice is hilarious.
So funny. So, and we talked about this in the episode that will show up right before this in your feed. But it's like there are people's voices who I'm just not prepared for every time they open their mouth, and he has one of those voices, and it's extremely funny.
Well, I can't even do it. It's like it is a weird register. It's like because it's not like a high pitch voice. It's a high pitch for what he looks like. It just doesn't doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't make sense, and it's no, there's nothing about how he sounds that makes sense.
Yeah, well, shout out to Garrett Cole. That start was impressive. I like watching greatness, and like that start was greatness, and unfortunately it's at the expense of the Astros. But I mean, I was just like that was as good, and just to go the whole way. I mean, just you don't get to see that much anymore.
Yeah, no, you just, I mean, if someone comes in and shoves, then you just respect that. And you realize that with this team, there's only one or two pitchers that can do that. And we got to watch that. And that's over the course of 162 games, when you've had multiple, 7+ game win streaks to come in and get straight up humbled and embarrassed in front of your home stadium. You need that. You need to be reminded that someone can come in and make you look dumb. And
only him. It's DeGrom. It's the list is very, very. That might be it.
Yeah, like I said, it's only going to happen a couple.
It could straight up make you look silly and dominate, where like overpower you, which is what he did. It wasn't. You can get dominated by anybody at any point, as we know as Astros fans. He's the first game. He's never played baseball before. He's from the Moon Titan. He's not from this planet. Has no idea what the game is. Perfect game.
Seven innings, one hit.
Yeah, still has it. Yeah, 30. That's 327 balks in the first inning alone, but he figured it out. And still, it wasn't a perfect game. It was a no hitter though. But I don't know.
I just it wasn't fun to watch, but you can respect it for what it is.
It was fun to watch if you like baseball. I don't know. I could get out of it. I don't take it serious enough to where I'm like getting mad. Of course, I'm rooting for the Astros. I don't want the Yankees to win, but if you're watching something and you're like, all right, Garrett Cole didn't do anything to the city of Houston. All he did was do great things for here. He lost 2 games in 2 years. Something stupid like that.
Yeah, then there's the World Series thing, but
that's AJ. That's AJ Hinch. I'm gonna say it every single time. We doesn't deserve a statue. Fuck AJ Hinch. Have fun in Detroit. I hope RoboCop saves your family from the burning in a vat of acid. Get out of here, AJ Hinch. You're not a legend. He sucks. That's where I flipped on him. And now I've thought about it over. I looked at the whole picture from a macrocosmic view. AJ Hinch sucks.
I love it. That's
because you win a World Series, and then you did lose a World Series, so we're even. He sucks.
And there is a very big difference.
On him. It's on him.
Yeah, no, it is extremely possible that like I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound really stupid, but the Nationals didn't win that World Series. The Astros lost that World Series, and I'll go to my grave believing that it took monumental screw ups to not win the 2019 World Series.
Well, I mean, I partially agree with that. They were absolutely the better team, and they did not come through when they needed to. But the stupid ass Nationals did come through when they needed to in that Game 7. They got their hits. They all their big guys step up, and then even people that weren't traditionally big players stepped up and cut big hits. But they did take Game 7.
Yeah. And I guess maybe you can say that for the Astros.
Why do we keep bringing it up and get mad?
I feel like every episode we talk about how dumb it was to not sign Correa before Lindor. We talk about the 2019. We have to move on.
Listeners, people are like, no, we all repeat yourself at every episode. You don't talk about anything new. There was nobody listens to this anymore.
Yeah, no, that may be right. I haven't looked at the stats,
which is the correct take. I do agree with that.
Could be.
No, it just makes me so mad. If I ever, like, at some point, I'd like to go back and watch those games and kind of go back through it and kind of, because I don't remember a lot about that World Series other than it was very upsetting at the end. But it's kind of that one's a blur for me personally.
I remember doing one of the post game shows and I I introed it, and I think I said 8 words to start the episode, and none of them would have been acceptable in any social situation.
Oh yeah. We had some of those. I forgot about we were on that. That's why it was a blur. I forgot about that. Those post game shows were fun.
Yeah.
Until we didn't want to have to do them after a terrible game. We're like, I don't want to talk about this. I am upset actually.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting to see if we can get our boy Goldstein to come on and with the benefit of a couple of years and now that he's not with the Astros anymore, have him talk about the 2019 World Series. That'd be fun.
Have him talk about a whole lot of stuff.
We need to have him on.
Not even Astros related. I mean, just what he's doing. Like he definitely took that's a cool move at what he's doing. I love what he's doing over there. His
podcast is really good.
Very, very good.
Which I mean, that's not he had a really good podcast before he fell into the Astros. He didn't fall into it. He was appropriately selected for his position. But
you have an elite baseball mind and you're entertaining and can talk. Like you're gonna probably have a great podcast.
Just a velvet, just a honey tone, just a golden voice, like good voice.
Yeah, he came on our show. It started owning me instantly. We'd never even talked before.
He made
Sir, who the fuck do you think you are?
Very randomly made fun of me for liking U2 somewhat recently, and it was like out of nowhere. I'm like, God, I can't even come back from that. Like, how do you recover?
Okay, sir. So my bad. Whatever you say. No, I like people that are comfortable enough to just clown. I kind of am, depending on the situation. So I like that. Yeah, he'll come back on. We have players on. We're an official podcast now. Ken Emanuel came on, crushed.
He did.
That's a good show. We can.
Did you listen to the? I know this is probably not a thing you should do, but on a podcast to talk about somebody else's podcast. But did you listen to the Astros fans UK Evan Gaddis interview?
Yes, incredible. And in fact, this is gonna make me be so sad. But I couldn't DM Evan Gaddis because he didn't follow me. But I sent him and a tweet and just said, hey, I was like, I know you're probably not fucking on a media tour trying to do a bunch of podcasts. I just said, hey, but we'd love you to come on and fucking shoot the breeze with us. And I didn't say too much, but I invited him on, but he didn't respond.
Yeah.
He big timed me. So, so yeah, I would like to. So to answer your question, yes, he was great. And I was like, we got to get him on our show because that would be just epic based on how candid he was and the stuff he was talking about. I would love to have him on this show.
Yeah, no, it was a good.
Go listen to that podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably checked out the Evan Gaddis one.
For real,
you might not be a super baseball nerd. I don't know. But it was a good on our British friend across the pond, who probably still hasn't recovered from yesterday's Euro 2020 final. Oh yeah, so yesterday for you. So yesterday, let's get into yesterday. You're supposed to harmonize right now.
So far away. Yeah.
We're doing the Boyz II Men version, not the Beatles version.
The classic.
Love was such. All right. So that must have been a kind of a bittersweet day for you. So one team victorious at the end and comes through, and another one.
Yeah, no, both of those things happened within like 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
But the England thing happened. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I get jacked for U.S. men's national team games. So it's sort of like I understand. Like, yeah, no, I was born in England, but I grew up here. Like, I can. No,
I know, but don't you? But you root for you root for England. Most people of English descent that I know that like soccer, they were hyped for that match.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a chance.
And I was hyped to tell him that, it's not going to happen. It's going to tragically. I was like, you are England. I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I can tell you that you will tragically lose this. I know it.
I mean,
it will happen.
They've been runners up since 1776. I mean, so I mean, history bore it out.
Yeah, you lost a Wario, a bunch of Warios running around talking about their pizza pies.
Yeah,
that was a good match. From what I mean, I'm so glad too, because I had gone almost full full soccer for like the 6th and 7th inning, like those dreadful innings. And it was what, 1-1 when they, and so I was about to go, I think, was it one of the breaks before the second extra period or extra time? And I went back to the Stros, and it was like base hit. I was like, all right, let's just see what happens. It was the bottom of the ninth. So I was like, all right, let's just see what happens with this. And then you know what happens after that.
I did not turn it over to the Astros until after, Altuve's thing. Like I was so I watched.
You didn't see that inning live? Oh man.
No. I was too upset.
I completely understand that. Anybody who turned that off, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not a real fan, but I would have liked for you to experience that. I mean, that was, we talk about the rally tarp, Memorial Day miracle, all that stuff. This game was one of the greatest games. Not greatest games, greatest finishes in Astros history. And I mean, with the Altuve home run and everything surrounding it. I mean, you want to talk about storybook endings. You want to talk about proof of God existing. Saying, hey, yeah, he's an angel. He's literally done nothing wrong. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let him just get his on and just have this comeuppance. Aaron Judge, you got a little bit. You are going to hell. So that you got a little too cocky. You are a cheater.
Yeah.
He who cast stones or whatever, their couch or casting couch or whatever. That's a point. Never mind. He who throws the rock at the wall gets the mirror or something. I don't know. Yeah, proof of God existing, lifting up Altuve, just showing, and just, oh man, you can't. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Seeing his supple young ripped body with his shirt get pulled off, and just you see how ripped Altuve is. Like, yeah, of course he is.
I do think it's interesting you said that, because after the game I was like, oh. Like, just devastated. Altuve hit a 3-run walk-off home run to cap a 6-run 9th inning. That was a nice little distraction for me to.
Yeah. I mean, cause you're not thinking like, oh, I wonder what's going on. It's just, it's like holy shit. It's like holy shit.
Yeah, no, but that Memorial Day Twins game was the first thing that was like, this is the most insane regular season finish since that Memorial Day miracle game. Like
yeah, it was so fast, and like it was so bad that I felt bad for who was pitching Green. I felt bad for him because he just got touched up. It was just base hit. It was just like that. They just did work on him. I mean, it was as fast as. I don't know. That sucks.
But what does it say that Boone didn't? And I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it's 100%. You let him work with that. You can't expect. But yeah, it was when Altuve came up with the winning runs on. They knew, because they've been in this story before. They knew it was happening. I was like, uh-oh. It creeps into your head, but I'm not like, oh, he's going yard. Like their mentality is like, fuck, he got there. He's about to do it. You want to talk about just demoralizing? We own them, and it's the best.
Was Chapman just unavailable, or did they just not want to throw Chapman in that situation?
They didn't want to. They chose not to bring him in the cold start, and that was smart, because I was like, if Chapman comes in, he blows it, and we win that game, because with Altuve was going to get a chance to hit too. So I was like, all right, yeah, Cole's dominating. This is one of those calls like, well, why would you take him out? If he's fighting for it, don't take him out. That's a terrible move. I don't know. I don't know if it was that fast and he didn't have time to get up, because it was, even if it's 7-2, even if you get a couple of runs, you're like, or whatever it is, you're just like sitting there, okay, a base hit. And then you're like, uh-oh. And by the time, and then you got Altuve up, you're not walking Altuve to load the bases.
Yeah, for Brantley.
But God dang, I just like, oh man, I love moments like that. That's when it's just one of those things that it's a payoff for all the time that you watch just with just miserable things or just terrible stuff that happens, just tragedy. It's those little stuff like that. Just like, oh, and for Altuve too, like that's And he's still getting weird fucking this twist on Altuve being a villain.
The whole reason is that Altuve, that Judge finished second, like in the MVP. That's the whole reason. Like Yankees fans feel like they need to add MVPs to the 27 rings, like that.
So you're a cheater. Yeah, you're a cheater. Your cheater is a cheater as well. He needs to shut his stupid ass tree mouth. Number one.
Yes.
So that's I'm sorry that you lost it, but you're cheating too, sir. Like I can't. Just the unmitigated gall from those guys, and I just that he may be a good guy, but yeah, doing that, I'm all for talking trash, and so I kind of like that. That's fun. Hilarious, even though he did it kind of lame. If he was kind of laughed and did like a troll, it would be cool. But he was like talking shit.
Yeah, no.
A middle inning home run, just so cool, dude. An early home run, sick, dude. A solo shot, badass, dog.
Cool. Yeah, that's literally what you're paid to do because you don't do anything else well. You can't field. You broke your damn face.
Your gigantus limbs or your tibia is gonna grow too big, and you're gonna die like fucking Andre the Giant. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, just but for even Altuve, like I was seeing stories released and people talking about how hold on, somebody's trying to call me. I thought I put this on on an airplane. How lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Altuve, Judge.
Yeah. Dude, I have no idea what I was saying.
That's cool.
It'll come back to me.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know.
You should take the call. You should take the call and have them on the podcast without their consent, without them knowing, because Texas is
you have to tell them that. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do anything. Yeah, I had a nice salient point. Oh, just about how Altuve. The narrative was that Altuve ripped his shirt off like a wild maniac, and even it was clearly the whole team mobbed him. Altuve didn't even touch his shirt. So I don't know. So like people like they just want them to make him the villain. Anyway, I'm not messing with that. Yeah, I don't know. They want to make him the villain, and then honestly, if there was only one person on earth that was with integrity, it might be Jose Altuve. He might be the best guy. Just from a moral compass, all around, just everything he says is right. Everything he does is right. He treats everybody right. Like for him to just get the raw deal and just the bad rap is fucking makes me very upset. And that's something God would put on him. He puts all his best people in right in harm's way. It's like, sorry, yeah, you got to deal with this. Unfortunately, Jose Altuve, you are a saint, and I love you, but you are gonna have to deal with this.
It's true. When Daniel or when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were all in the fiery furnace, God did not take them out of the furnace, but he got in there with them.
That's pretty cocky, dude. Yeah, I don't feel any of this. I created all of it, but I'm gonna get in here with you.
They didn't feel anything either. I mean, that's your sermon for the evening.
It's like a weird lesson, yeah. The sermon on the fire, yeah. I don't know, but yeah.
It feels good, you know. That when you're going through tough times, God may not, you know, just automatically like wave a magic wand and get you out of it.
Yeah, it's just not fair. It's just not. I know. It's just not fair, and I think, you know, you went talk about karma and stuff. That was just a little notch back for him, dude. Just continue doing what he does, and that was just nice. That was nice, and serendipitous. I don't know what the right word is. It's not a kismet, one of those fucking things. It was just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
let it be known that I did a little Church of Christ devotional there. So in the middle of a podcast about how much we hate Aaron Judge, and he can have his own dick removed so he can suck his own rib. And you know, he'd probably eat two of the apples. He's dumber than Eve.
He'd already have eaten the apple. He would already the serpent one of like he'd probably be hanging out with the serpent. Anyway, he is the serpent.
He is
the tree. He's like the tree that died. Anyway,
it's the only way to explain the teeth. He's a servant.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. Aaron Judge just I've had enough of him. I've had enough of the names on that team. I don't need to see Geo, Metra, Ursula, and fucking Glaber, and Corp, and Schnortz, and Fitzel, and all these just these nonsensical names. Just a terrible. Just look at, and then I have just a beautiful Japanese boy as a catcher. We love him. Just a beautiful Japanese guy. We love him. Very good looking guy. Other than him, that's about it. Got a terrible giant Frenchman. We got Glaber. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, they're DJ the Mayhew. I love that. That's a good bit. Yeah, they're terrible. And they're giant, and they're illegal, and we still do hate them. So
they're in third place. So
yeah, so that was a moment, and not even for what it meant for Altuve and just the whole narrative of all that, which really is inconsequential. The to win that going to the All-Star break like that, just kind of that's salvaged the series.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Altuve doing something similar like early May at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees took the first two games. He hit. It wouldn't have been a walk-off at Yankee Stadium, but basically it was a dagger home run.
How many times he's won two? He's won two pennants, and you want to talk about somebody who really owns you? He's there. Yeah. I'm trying to think who's a common. I mean, I guess Albert Pujols would have to be but Albert Pujols just hit a zillion home runs because we played us all the time. I can't think of. Did anybody come in and just oh shit, it's gonna win the game? Ryan Klesko, somebody like that. I don't know. There's just.
Jim Edmonds, maybe.
Yeah, we replayed him a lot too, so he was a killer. He was a killer, but
when he comes up, you're like, God dang! How is this possible? How is he?
No, Jim Edmonds is up. It's over with. But Altuve just nobody does that to the Yankees. So that's why I kind of put some of their hate into perspective. They're obviously all mentally retarded. In a respectful way. It's just they're mentally retarded in a. It's not pejorative. I'm just saying that's what they are. So they're upset at Altuve. He's the villain. So it's the cheating isn't really. They're not as bad. They're not hypocrites. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. They're mad because Altuve is. They're beat their guy. They're he's the only guy to ever do it. And they don't they don't know how to. They don't know how to deal with the Houston Astros. We are the Yankees, and they don't know how to handle it.
There has to be, and maybe because there's no baseball, for a few days, and tomorrow night's not baseball. It's just an exhibition game. We'll
talk about that after this official point. Sorry.
There has to be a way to see walk-off home runs, against.
I'll look it up right
not
now.
A divisional team, but that's what
you don't get that many. That many chances. That there's no way anybody has that many.
Against a non-divisional opponent? Altuve might be the Yankees boogeyman because
he is. He's the league's boogeyman. Nobody else has done that. I just don't see I don't. Who has four? Is it is it five? It's four. It's four walk-offs, right? That was the fourth. Or was that the fifth? Didn't he have?
Okay. This little conversation is going to get me some money from the Chronicle. So I'm eternally grateful for it. But
send me my 88 cents, please.
No, you'll get a quarter of it. I guarantee you.
Walk off home runs. Yeah, because just doing the math, which I can't do at all. I cannot stress enough that I cannot do math at all. But doing the math just in my head that doesn't. That seems that number already is astronomical for how rare it is for a walk-off home run for you to get the chance to at bat to hit a walk-off and then to do it against a team that you play 8 times a year or whatever it is.
That's he's Baba Yaga. He's freaking John Wick of the Yankees. I love it. That's why they hate him. Because
that's what I'm saying.
It's game recognized. It's not even game recognized game. It's week game recognized actual game.
But it's also the Astros. It's 2015 going in there. It's the no hitter at Yankee Stadium. We've fucked them up a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Taking pennants from you. Game 7 walk-offs. Just you can't. No.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's just so like, that's fun. Like, it's fun to be like yeah, we're their Patriots.
I
Like
will
they're
say, I have a Yankees. I grew up in Washington Heights, like legit New York, like Upper West Side New York, like, and not that's not the Gossip Girl side. Like that's the Lin-Manuel Miranda side. Like who would just talk all of the shit all of the time. Did not say one word to me this weekend.
No.
And it's just okay, yeah, no, you won the first game, and the first game was stupid. Then we got Garrett Cole, and then Altuve did what he does, and so basically that series is a split, and you're paying Garrett Cole a god awful amount of money, and he can only impact so many games. Like I don't think the Yankees are going to the playoffs.
I think they might. I think they sneak. I do think they sneak in, but even then, like I don't. Even then,
a wild card game.
He can only give you 2 games in a. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Garrett Cole pitching like that is unstoppable, but he's not. I mean, he doesn't always pitch like that.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
he can get hit. He gives up home runs. He's I
mean, he got
that was Garrett at his absolute best, and it was fun to watch. The velocity, the stuff. Like, I mean, good luck.
And I think where Garrett Cole, I mean, when you're essentially playing like on video game mode, like he did for most of his time in Houston, you can sort of lose. You don't lose your edge, but you can sort of coast a little bit, and you give up, a solo homer here and a solo homer in the third and a solo homer in the fifth, and suddenly you find yourself like, oh crap, I gotta lock in a little bit. You don't see a middle finger game too often. And that Garrett Cole start was a straight up MFG. That was a middle finger game, and that's you got to respect it. So
you have to, you have to respect it. That's all I want from a player, to come in there and like, McCullers has that attitude. Like, no, I'm coming to take your soul. If you don't think I want to come in there and embarrass the whole, like, yes, I want to. And that was on display when Boone came out there, and he was like, I don't even know what I said. I blacked out. Like, I just started cursing. He's like, I don't even know what I said to him to stay in the game. He's like, just started saying fuck over and over again. Like,
he sounded like Guy Smiley doing it. So shout out to his high pitch.
I can't do it. I'll have to. Fogel, who did the radio show with me, could do a great Garrett Cole. He said that Garrett Cole was the funniest dude. Like, he was hilarious. That, like, he was like a real funny dude, but
like intentionally hilarious, consciously funny,
real smart, and just like a kind of a clown, but real introspective and kind of
I can respect that. That's cool.
In the way he speaks, like, he real just nervous and kind of he talks his way through stuff, and he used to talk about how Justin Verlander would drink his BLs, Bud Lights, and his Lamborghini. He's like, he's getting some BLs in his Lamborghini. That was funny. That made fun of Verlander for having a Lamborghini, and they're like, yeah, he's drinking his Bud Lights.
Verlander drinking Bud Light. That's
you can't talk. You can't. Yeah, the media wasn't allowed to talk to him until he chugged like his Bud Lights after. He's like, he's chugging his BLs. You can. It's like, I was like, Garrett Cole was like the barrier between him and the media. It was fucking funny.
That's really funny.
His BLs, man. You can't do it. All right, so I haven't found anything on the against the team thing, but this is interesting. That Tomei has the record for most walk-offs with 13 total.
Who?
Tomei.
Oh, okay.
Tomei, and then all these legends all had 12 total. So like just that many against a quarter of those home runs against one team is crazy. There's no way anybody else is doing it. Because Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Jimmy Fox, Stan Musial, Frank Robinson all have 12. So like the best players ever to live.
Yeah. All Hall of Famers. Which is where, I mean, Altuve is a Hall of Famer. Yes, we're agreed here.
Yeah, absolutely. During a one-year stretch from 02 to 03, Alex Gonzalez for the Cubs hit 5 walk-off home runs, which is a record. I don't know. So like I guess people haven't been paying attention to walk-offs, or like the record for 1 year is unknown. Well, Altuve, I mean, that's not a 1 year period for Altuve, but yeah. So I don't know, but so that basically I haven't found out anything, but I've also confirmed that it is. He's a Hall of Famer. right?
Yeah.
I mean, no. And he's got a long way to go. I mean, I don't see the production. I see him being like a where you're going to get the Tony Gwynn like production, where you're going to get he may stop hitting 30 home runs or whatever, but you're going to hit 315, 330 and be on base and just do this every single year until the day he retires.
Do you think that having him hit leadoff is a problem for his average, where he's, essentially in the Springer role, and the Springer role was like go up 1-0, rather than hitting second?
No,
third.
because I think he hits like Springer wherever he is in the lineup. He swings at first pitch. He's a first pitch attacker, always has been. So I don't think it affects his patience at all. I think he would hit the exact same way anywhere in the lineup, but that's just, a personal opinion. I would almost argue that being leadoff, you're supposed to see more pitches as a leadoff hitter. You're supposed to be a little bit more patient. And it's what you're supposed. Well, traditionally, what you're supposed to do. I don't think he's traditionally supposed to do the same thing. I think he's supposed to go up there and just fucking do work.
Just do work.
Yeah. So I don't know.
There was a kid last year on the soccer team that one of the best natural goal scorers I've ever seen.
Love natural goal scorers. That's the best.
But like we kind of tried to start not changing his game a little bit, but like, hey, do this. Face the ball, lay it off, and then turn and make your run. Sort of like combine with an advancing
like Jamie in that show where they had to teach him how to pass, and he can make his run.
Yeah, basically.
And whatever that comes back pretty soon, by the way.
It's coming up here in a week and a half, 10 days.
What a great show.
Great show.
You're just trying to get him to actually learn smarter so he can actually utilize the skills that he already has.
Yeah, and every time we'd be like, hey, and at one point, like I turned to the varsity coach and I was like, he is thinking too much. Like we've given him so much to think about. Like he can't process everything that we've told him to do.
He's not just playing naturally. He's worried about where he needs to be and
stuff. Yeah, I was like,
flow out there. Yeah.
Tell him not to worry about anything that we've said. Like just go play and try to score. And that like turned his season around, and we still missed playoffs, but whatever. But there's some guys that they get in their own head, and you give them too many directions, and their thought process overloads to where they can't actually, fulfill anything. So I'm kind of like
that with stuff, to where I'm thinking about, like, I don't like, you want to be in a flow state. You want to practice and do all the work to where when you're doing the thing, you're almost not there. You're in the moment, you're playing there, you're reacting, you're playing, you're not. I mean, it's like that. It's like that with guitar, and for sure, where you just don't practice and you make your mistakes and do all that. When you're playing, you just want to. It's just out. It's flow state. So yeah, if I was in my head like, oh shit, he threw a curveball here. Like if I start thinking like that, it was like Kevin Costner and Bull Durham. Like, oh, you're thinking about it. It's like, oh, you got to clear your head. Like you got shut up.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Because you can't play naturally if you're worried about where you're, especially as a goal scorer. Like, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're like, have your back to the goal and lay it off, or make the pass to someone running up, and then you turn and so you could.
He's thinking about all this, like, whoa, what do I do? What do I do here? Which of that, instead of just reacting and playing.
Yeah. So once we were like, hey, just go play, dude. Like his entire season turned around.
That rules. See, that's good. That's good quality coaching. You got to know who to let loose and when to just be like, hey, everything we've taught you, actually do the opposite here.
Just, hey, no, don't. Yeah, you're good.
How are your, I'm looking up Altuve's numbers just before we close this out. But I was going to say, how do your girls look? How are they traditionally been? You have a good program, or are you starting off? You got a rebuild going?
There's some talent coming up. Next couple we're in the district from hell. I mean, like three teams from our district made like the regional tournament. So
you to even making the playoffs is it's a gauntlet.
I mean, making the playoffs would be absolutely incredible. Like
really
this season. So realignment comes up in October. So they take the total number of students in your school at some Friday in October, and that's how they determine who's 6A, who's 5A. Now, I will say, the school that I teach at and coach at, we made the 6A cutoff by 4 students.
Oh,
we're like
fuck.
We're like the second smallest 6A school in the state. But they there's like, we have like credit recovery, like a credit recovery campus. So there are.
What does that mean?
Well, like you dropped out, or you're like.
I thought you like you call a guy and they fix your credit. It's like JG Wentworth or something.
No, you like you you're a 19. by credits, you're a 19-year-old freshman. That's what that means. And so you go to this different campus and you take classes to where you get your credits and eventually you graduate. There's like 300 kids that are in my school's attendance zone.
That's not fair.
That are at this separate campus but counted towards us. Like, we should be like a mid-level 5A school.
Damn,
we're playing like Duncanville and Mansfield and
you want to play Duncanville?
Cedar Hill. Yeah.
Cedar Hill and Duncanville. No, you don't have any part of that. You don't want any part of that.
Duncanville, they had a live DJ like before our district game.
Duncanville's football team has been elite for so many years, like since I was in high school. But
God, you're blowing up over there. Like they had a live DJ before a soccer game, like with like 30 people in the stands because it's freaking COVID.
Like that's fucking pretty sick.
That's where I heard Webby. I love Webby.
Wait, they're playing Webby?
They're playing Webby.
And he was actually playing tight shit?
Yes.
Dude, shout out to Duncanville.
Duncanville they go hard. Like, I mean, God bless them.
But that's a legitimate gripe. I don't know. I mean, it's not like arguing a school board has ever worked for anything ever, school districts or fucking the superintendent or whoever the sports guy is.
That's part of it. Our previous superintendent wanted, because you get more money if you're a 6A school.
100%.
He wanted more money. He wanted the first class competition, and by God, he got it. So
no, you're just if you're not one of those schools if they have so many more kids like that's you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. You're just gonna be a fucking God. You're gonna be Crystal Palace, man. You can't.
Just a doormat. Yeah.
You can't do anything. Like there's not. The school's that big. I mean, how much bigger would a Duncanville? Hundreds of kids more.
It's at least a 1,000. It's at least 1,000 kids.
Oh, that's okay. That's a disparity. That's not fair.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we went to, I mean, obviously I went to every single other team in our district's like campus for a soccer game. And
these sprawling these college-like campuses.
It looks like a college campus, and then you come back, and we're getting a new high school here in a couple of years. But my God, like
the new schools are built. The new schools are built like that. My daughter's high school was it's giant, and the school it's the school itself is giant, but like the whole complex with the way they have all the stadiums or fields and everything, it is a legitimate like campus with all the stuff. Yeah. It's like what. With all the bells and whistles, like sick. Well, hey, you know what? At least they're putting. I mean, the school should be sick when that's built.
Should also, be
top of the line stuff. So that's cool. All right, before we get out of here, Jose Altuve, what do you think his career batting average is?
I'm gonna say 311.
Yeah. Oh. Is amber also his color of his energy? Very close. It's 309.
Oh, okay.
It's 309, which is very good. So this is his 10th year. So that's doing work. That's a career.
That's doing work. We need an entire show of like how many home runs do you think Alex Bregman has hit? And just see who do we overvalue and undervalue.
Yeah, that'd be fun because off the top of my head, I don't know. I was looking at Altuve's. Altuve's hit 191.
191 home runs.
Yeah,
for a second baseman, that's a lot.
We just started doing like putting up the power numbers. I mean, for real. I mean, yeah. I mean, hitting 309 for 10 years, like, yeah, and he's still got a lot to go. No, that's not him for 10 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. He hasn't been here for 10 years, but he's been here a while. He has. No, he has. All right.
Yeah, his first All-Star game was 2012. So he came up in 2011.
Yeah. Okay, so I was exactly right. Of course I was exactly right. I'm always am. I just want to see what is. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in the home run derby. Are you watching it even at all? I'm not even on, so I was like, we're gonna commentate on it. Yeah, okay. Who cares? Go Pete Alonso. Go Shohei Ohtani. I don't know.
So Ohtani and Soto are currently in, like, they tied with like 22 home runs. I've got it on mute, and I'm probably a couple minutes behind because I've got a Roku. But so Soto just finished up his like extra time round, and Ohtani was like just grounding balls into the dirt for the first minute and a half, and somehow rattled off like 22. So Soto hit 6 home runs in his minute. Ohtani's on 22 with a minute to go.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about it. It's a fun spectacle when it like we talked about on the show that we'll be releasing with this for a few seconds, but we're just like, yeah, Vlad, that was magical. Josh Hamilton, magical. But when you're seeing stuff where you're just like, holy shit, he's hitting home runs. Barry Bonds was like hit like 30 in a row. I mean, it's just like, You're like, okay, I'm watching something. But other than that, it's kind of sucks. Dumb. Like, it's not entertaining. Like, we know with a guy throwing batting practice, we know you guys can hit a bunch of home runs out. Like, if it's not only guys that hit 500-foot home runs and we're not just watching bombs, like, then I don't care.
Ohtani's going to get him. So Ohtani's going to knock Soto out. Good.
I was a big fan of Soto stepping in and to do it. I like that. I wish it was a thing where everybody was trying to get in, like everybody.
Oh, I think they tied again.
I guess I'll put it on. God damn it. See, it's just.
I understand why Jordan didn't do it. Just had a kid.
Yeah. But man, I would see that. But I think next year we might see him.
I would.
He would crush.
Would cancel every single appointment. Anything that I was supposed to do that night, I would cancel it.
His power to all fields and the effortless swing that he has, he will win. Like, he'll just sit there. He could just go. He'll just
him taking BP at Coors Field, like, that was too.
Oh, the Coors Field one was just that makes it fun. But yeah, that's. And Altuve would have been a fun one too. Just to he don't want to go be subject to those boos and stuff, but that'd be.
Do you subscribe to the? I'm gonna take this one off to not get booed. Do you subscribe to that theory?
Yeah.
I do too, and I think it could be
for him specifically. Yeah, he hates it. He hates everything about that.
He just like baseball stepping in and being like, nah, sit this one out. We don't want people getting booed at our.
No, like, you going up there, you got everybody watching you as it is. It's a thing where it's just like you got to sit there. You're the only one batting. There's nobody else playing. There's that, just the pressure of being on national television and doing it, and then everybody there hates you and it's just gonna. Oh, you have. There's no reason to. That's just no. That's walking off the plank on your own volition. You can't do that.
Yeah. All right. Next show is going to be the next show available to everybody is going to be how much does your memory match up with reality?
Ooh, I hope I'm not. I typically have a pretty good memory, but I feel like I'm gonna be exposed here, and I don't like it unless you're gonna be pulling all these tricks out.
No, it's like, how many doubles did Biggio hit in '98? It's gonna be like,
oh god damn, yeah, that's fun. I forgot our old games that we'd play where we just fucking naming players and doing.
We had that the episode where we were just naming royals. That was one of my favorite episodes.
Naming pirates. You're naming pirates, weren't we?
It was pirates, yeah.
Oh, we've probably done a couple teams over the years. Truth be told,
we need to do that at least. We just stopped and talked about like.
We were just sitting here talking, and you're like Chris Benson.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much. It's just so much fun. Just randomly. So fun. So
we'll do that.
Fun. That'll be good. Yeah. Well, this was we did this stream. This was fun for everybody, but we're typically going to only stream for our loyal Patreon members that they love us even though we're terrible to them.
We've actually we haven't been that bad.
Like, we're not terrible. You're giving them the hot links, and we got we just haven't got it. We haven't got the our other show off the quite off the ground yet, but we're on it. We're on it.
We're working on it. Yeah.
That's coming. We're busy people.
Really are somehow.
No, we're trying. Like we really we're not lazy and just not doing it. Like it's like some of these nights, it's like we're like, well, what do you got going on this week? It's like I can't tonight. I can't tonight. I can't do this and this. I got a 2-hour window here. Like so, I mean, we're working like hours here and like so we really are. We're trying to get these done for you guys. We love you.
Yep.
And we hate doing the show, so it's like we do love you.
But even tonight, I thought, I mean, if we do it,
I didn't want to do it until we started, and I'm like, yes, I love it.
That's cool. When you said it's 9/11 somewhere, like I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down till midnight. Like, let's get it.
Yeah, I'll get a couple in. So anybody randomly listen, like, because that as an outlier makes to what the podcast really is. Like, I'll throw those in there, but like, they really has nothing to do with anything. So it really just seems like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I know what this is. It's gonna be. It's got an edgelord. They were talking about 9/11 the whole show. It's like I didn't say one more. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about the Jews or anything. You know. Anyway, all right, we're good. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here for 155. Shout out to Muhammad Atta. Shout out to Building 7. Shout out to Building 7 and Muhammad Atta specifically. And shout out to the Saudi Arabians. We let get away with that. We clearly did it, and we invaded another country. All right, goodbye. Get out of here. I'm gonna get killed for that. Yeah, the sheiks are just running rampant in whorehouses. All right, I'm out of here. Anyway, so yeah, Saudi Arabia did 9/11, not Bush, and we let them get away with it because of the oil money. Goodbye. I'm gonna get assassinated for that.
Yeah, probably. You might as well have drawn a picture of Muhammad.
Oh yeah, just get his driver's license that was not burned and was found completely intact in a fire, an alleged how. Anyway, all right.
Wow. Otani just went down. Otani just lost to Soto.
All right. Well, that's at least it's like there's like, that's star power. I'm a Pete Alonso guy. I'm a secret Mets fan. I like the Mets a lot.
Soto, Alonso. Did you see it? No, you weren't. They did an extended preview of like a 30 for 30 that's coming in September, like a 4-part 86 Mets series.
And those guys were terrible. Yes. I'm doing it to see us get embarrassed. Great. Can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, I was 6. So like, I don't know.
I don't remember anything about it, but
I just know I
watched it so much. And I know just from the lore from my parents to just going back and watching and, enough to where I think I know the history because I've had like the scoring runs with ground balls, nothing getting out of the infield. A Lance McCullers like inning where it's just like it's just like Mike Scott on deck, ready to go. It's like
yeah,
it makes up. Is it on ESPN?
Yes,
of course it is. Well, at least it's on ESPN. I don't have to go find some fucking stupid channel. Oh, are they wearing dumb fucking fake uniforms that they wear for just this event and not for the game for whatever reason?
No, it's their home uniforms.
Okay, so they're not wearing because they used to do the
American national
like, and it was just batting practice, and they didn't, and then they would wear the regular uniforms. So I was like, why do you create these?
No, it's their normal. The
hats, the Astros All-Star hats are kind of sick.
I haven't seen them. I'll check them out.
It's like because they're kind of in like the Rocky type colors, so it's like it's got purple and stuff, and it's pretty sick. All right, man. Well, I'll get these up, and I guess just honestly, whenever you have extra time, and you're like, hey, I got nothing going on, or M's asleep and Kami's at rehearsal and you want to knock out one of those podcasts, we can do it anytime you feel like you've got the gusto. We can do that.
That's actually all this week. Kami opens this Friday, so
okay.
She's been gone since like 5. So any day this week, we want to do the Ocean Color Scene Eric Clapton show.
Yeah. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go on that. That should be a good one. Yeah, we did the legwork on that. So yeah, anytime, and that'll be quick and just knock it out and go over.
It'll be so much fun.
Well, I've been learning how to do it's really easy. The share screen just on Zoom and just play a couple clips of the song or the video or something just for, I don't care about rights. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
We're not monetized. I mean, it's like what?
There's just so much that Eric Clapton. I forgot. I mean,
dude, that album is that album it's so fucking good. Like that's why I was excited. I was bummed, not bummed, but when you were like, oh, I've had every Clapton album by the age of 9. I was like, that's pretty sick. That's pretty tight.
So it's
like,
so
I was like, you're gonna know Journey. Like you're gonna like know how tight this is.
But there. I mean, I remember like, Pretending was like the song, like we listened to that going to school like 3 days a week, like when I was in 4th grade. Yeah. So, but there's so much like good stuff, like even like Anything for Your Love, like that's such a good song.
The sound, everything about like that sound, and like he had this like weird like doing this like phaser thing on this 80s like twist on his guitar, this little distortion, like it just everything about it was just that cool. It was like just like Huey Lewis in the News, like it's still blues, but it's like got this 80s like pop sense to it. It's just it's so good.
But and I made a note, and I won't spoil it, but for like
yeah, I mean
what were the number 1 albums of 1989, and then Eric Clapton drops that album, and it's so different from what else is going on. So
I didn't even think about that. That's a good thing. That's actually a great point to talk about on the show, because I was thinking like we're not just going to go through the songs that people don't know. That's why I wanted to play them, because I'm like, if you have no reference point for either of the songs, we're not gonna. I don't know. Yeah. There's a comedian that does he does each podcast for each of the 500 albums and has a guest on that is either a fan of that band or just somebody on to talk about it. And Josh, that's cool. Oh, it's really good. And that's what I don't know.
So all right, yeah, no, let's do that one in the next few days.
I was gonna say he breaks down, like he'll go like track by track, and I mean you're doing the album, but they'll just do it like that way. I was like, but if you don't know, for us, like if you're listening, you're like, I don't know either of these bands. Like, hopefully the people check them out. Yeah. All right, man. Well, all right, yeah. Just hit me. Like, I'm for the most part pretty flexible. So anytime you've got some energy, I'm down to just impulsively hop on and take care of it, just so we can knock it out, not have to stress about it, not have to be like, oh man, we have, because we always put our position, we have to make ourselves do it. So well, let's how does Wednesday look? Yeah, that sounds fine to me. Let's just say Wednesday 8:00. Cool, sweet. All right, done. All right, man, I'll get these up. All right, cool, appreciate it.